The worst clients I ever had were not bad people, they were a true reflection of positioning myself and my price range. Same camera, same films and same me, but completely different experience, just because of the price. And once I got this, everything changed. Not just how much I charge, but how people treat me. And here's the part nobody really tells you. You don't choose your clients, your price does. A lot of filmmakers think the difference between 3K clients and 15K clients just money, but it's not. It's completely different mindset, different expectations and different energy. Almost like you working in two different industries. And let's start with a low range. So when I just started filming, I was charging about $1,500 for a wedding, and my clients were actually very sweet, grateful, they were easy to work with, and they just want something simple. But at the same time, for the same price, some people expected everything, like full day coverage, fast delivery, unlimited revisions, and there was no balance. And honestly, part of the reason this happens is you. Because when you're starting out, you don't have enough experience yet, and you're not fully confident in your value, so you're saying yes to everything, like sure, we can adjust that, yeah, no problem, I'll fix it, and of course we can add this to the package. And slowly you create situations where expectations keep growing, but your price stays low. And that's actually normal, because that's part of the process that everyone goes through that stage. But the key is, if you stay here for too long, it becomes your positioning. Then at next level, I would say between 3K to 5K, people are very price sensitive, and they compare, they negotiate, and they try to fit as much as possible into that budget. So not because they're difficult, but just because how this market works. If you constantly feel like you have to defend your price, it's not about your personality, it's about positioning. Then you move into the middle range market, I would say around 6K to 8K. And here something starts to shift, because here people still care about the price, but now they're paying attention to quality of your films. And they're not just looking for a cheapest option, they're choosing, they compare style, they compare feelings, so you're no longer fighting for your existence, but you're still being compared with other filmmakers. So now when you progress and you move higher with your price point, I would say from 8K to 11K, here the things start really shift and change, because now people not buying coverage anymore, they're buying your eye, your taste and your vision of telling their story. So there more trust, less control and more space for you to create their story. And then 15K and above, so that's a different world. At that level, people not really hire you to film the wedding, they hire you to take responsibilities. So they don't want to manage you, they don't want to explain things, they expect you to show up, to understand everything, to work with wedding planners and just to handle everything. Basically, there is no micromanagement, but the expectations are very, very high. And here's something important, because at that level, clients are barely involved in the process. They're not asking about the shots, they're not thinking about the timeline, they're not asking technical questions. So for them, hiring a great videographer is just a part of their overall plan. Most of the communication goes through the wedding planner or personal assistant, and you're not on the phone calls with the client, you're not on Zoom calls with them. You become part of a bigger team, part of the wedding planner's team and part of the bigger production. So, and that changed everything, because now it's not about your work anymore, it's about how you integrate into the environment you work. How you move, how you communicate, how you carry yourself through the wedding day and through the process. And if you compare this with the mid-range market, it's very different, because in the mid-range people still asking a lot of questions, especially about the contract. Can you add this? Can we substitute this? And what is your backup plan, guys, if something happens? And there is more back and forth and more control involved. But on a higher level, none of that really happens, because they don't want to manage you, they want to trust you. One more thing they care about, that you are not just a vendor, not just a videographer, you are part of the bigger experience, part of the energy of the day. They want to feel comfortable around you and they want you to blend it naturally with the people, with the crowd there. So not like a stranger with a camera, but like someone who belongs there. And over time I realized something even deeper. People don't think in exact number, they don't sit there and calculate in every detail, they think in categories, like this feels cheap, this feels normal, and this feels premium. And once you fall into one of those categories, everything changes. So, if you feel like a cheap option, people will treat you and will question everything. If you feel like a normal option, you are in the middle segment and people still compare you with the other vendors. But if you feel premium, there is no comparison and people either connect with you or they don't even try to connect with you because you are too high for them. And that's a part where most filmmakers miss, because you don't choose the price, you choose the category you want to be in. And this is exactly what we explore inside the Flow program, because most filmmakers out there, they stuck not because of their camera or equipment, but because they don't see the deeper layer of their positioning, of their taste and the way of seeing. And instead of figuring it out over the years, we build the flow around it. So how to think, how to position yourself, and how to build a body of work that naturally attracts the right client for you. It's really about clarity, direction and taste. If this resonates with you, you'll probably get a lot out of it. But what if I raise my price but no one is booking yet? And I would love to share actually my experience. So there was a moment when the bookings got slow and I thought it makes sense in my head just to drop down the price and got a few bookings to cover my expenses and then go back to normal. In my head it made sense, so I already had a good portfolio, strong work, nice website, and I thought it would be easy, just got a few bookings. But the moment I dropped the price down, instead of "we love your work and let's move forward," became "can you do a discount? Can we adjust the packages?" And we are also talking with another videographer who gives us better price for the same value. So, and that's when it's really click, because it's not just about your work. The moment you position yourself lower, you enter a completely different category, different expectations and different mindset, different behavior. I raised my prices back pretty quickly and things got back normal. So if right now you feel like you're attracting the wrong clients, don't ask how do I find better clients, better ask what category am I right now, because then you can build actually everything around that: your films, your website, your portfolio, your communications and your presence. And honestly, after going through all of this, we ended up choosing our own category because we have worked across different categories, starting from lower till middle and higher. And for us, the sweet spot we found somewhere between 8 to 10k, where it's not cheap but it's not ultra high end, and in that range you can still make very good money, work with the great people and actually enjoy the process. Because let's be real, breaking into ultra high-end luxury segment and staying there consistently for a long time, it's completely different game, because it takes time, it takes positioning, relationship, and also it's not for everyone. So for us, the middle space just made sense because it feels balanced with creative freedom and good like-minded people. And that's the point I want to leave you with. There is no perfect price, there is only the category that fits you, your personality, your lifestyle and your goals. And I just want to share this perspective with you guys, and thanks for watching. Hope this gave you something to think about, and if it did, please subscribe, drop a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.